Hey everybody, it's Julie at Love's Beginning. It's been a while since I've used this format, but it's fun. It's fun to come back to it. It's also funny how you don't know what's coming next. I thought I was kind of done with it, and then boom, here I am again. So, today, what I had to talk about was the idea of allowing love, the idea that love is something that I either block or allow. It's super simple. There are only those two settings, and that's what's really come through to me lately. If you hear a lot of thumping, I don't know if that's coming through. It's my kids running around upstairs. So anyhow, it's something I block or something I allow, and I've just been so grateful for how simple it is. The technology of waking up to what we truly are is incredibly simple, and I always have so much gratitude when I become aware of that. So, um, what's been coming through to me is that the only true relaxation is being that conduit for love and nothing but love. And there isn't really a how about it. It's not something you remember and you control, and it's not something I force myself to enact. It's just an awareness, and it's not even an awareness that it's happening. That I am love. It's more just kind of the awareness of when I'm blocking it, when I'm putting something in between me and the idea of a separate me. And when I have the idea of a separate me, I also have the idea of a separate everyone else, and that seems very real and true. So when I put something between that idea of me and controlling something, managing something, being in charge of something, that stress, that tension, being aware of that stress and tension is that's so much more prominent now. I am increasingly honest with myself about what I'm feeling, and I'm more and more sure that when the feeling is a not good feeling, it's 100% due to my thinking. So, again, the simplicity there, it's like there's nothing in the world that can truly bother or harm me. That really feels like it's coming through to me now. That is not real. Those things out there in the world, but it's always 100% about what I'm thinking. And again, the simplicity, there's just so much gratitude for that, and all the help we all have all the time, because we're fully worthy of every amount of assistance we'll accept as we seem to travel along a path here. The other idea that came to me was about the worries that we consider to be personal that still come up and that still seem to be real. If I look at how they're there 1 minute, there's a focus, an egoic focus on something real. An example from my life is driving on snow, because in my perceived past, there's a perception of an accident and danger and slushy, snowy weather that seemed to happen because of this one event. And ever since then, this perception's been very prominent. Love the snow when you're not driving in it. When you're driving in it, fear it. So that's something it's kind of weird, but I've actually been having fun working on and addressing, because I know there is so much help for it. So it's funny, what I was told about personal worries is that they melt, which is a snow thing, right? They melt out of awareness when you give all your attention to your true function. And your true function does not have to be thought of as being something specific. I mean, what you do in your true function is just what happens naturally, not anything that you have to control. Um, but it's happiness, it's being happy. And again, there's the simplicity, the binary. It's so simple. Are you happy or are you not happy? If you're not happy, there's something I can allow to dissolve. There's something I can allow spirit to chip away at for me. There's some way I can allow spirit to say, look over here, look, help me look at things and allow what isn't to really melt out of my awareness. I still feel extremely tense and terrified at times about various things, but that in itself doesn't worry me as much anymore. And I don't feel like I need to pretend I'm okay or hide it or cover it up. I just feel happy that there is assistance, that there's always assistance, and I get it. I know how to tune in. I know how to stop. I know how to pause, and we get better at that part because that's it's so truly helpful that yeah, that you keep tuning in to that frequency that really helps you let go of the ideas and beliefs that they're the cause of the unhappiness, not the experience of the snow, the beliefs about the snow. So the other idea that came up was no one needs any special qualifications to be love. So nobody needs any worldly attribute. And that's the ego will keep me busy judging attributes of what seem to be separate ones, but we don't need worldly attributes of wealth, of beauty, of intelligence. How could we need any special worldly qualification when we're love already? How could that be possible? So that is also very freeing because I know when the analysis starts coming to my mind of this is this and that is that, and the comparison engine cranks up that this one is more of this quality than that one, and it has this significance, and that one is less of this quality than that other one, and that has this other significance. It's starting to really become clear to me that that is all nonsense. It's nothing stable. It's nothing I can lean on. It's nothing that will help me or anybody else. So it's really becoming clear to me that it's only so much trash. It's just it's just thought trash, and I am a lot less likely to make that my foundation and to believe the thoughts that come from that first thought of comparison or judgment. I'm a lot more likely now to stop and go in and be like, okay, give me the thought that is prior to all judgment. Give me the thought of love. Help me see through this distraction that the ego's offering of these other thoughts that judge and evaluate and compare. And isn't it funny how in education we're so focused upon the pride and the ability to judge and evaluate and compare, and here our freedom comes from throwing all of that in the garbage. So that's funny. That doesn't mean that we need to judge education, though, because I've done that. I've been a student, I've been a teacher, I've been an ex-teacher, I've been somebody who tried to give kids freedom at home to be outside of the education system. And I realized that anywhere I turn around and look, if I judge any of it, I'm lost again. So I like to think of myself as retired from judgment, but that would indicate that I don't still fall for it, and I do. So I do still fall for it, but it seems a lot faster now to come out of that hypnotism when I've fallen for it. In every moment, it's my choice where I put my attention. So in that sense, I am in control of this experience. It's another binary. I can either have my attention on the idea of controlling and managing something, or I can have my attention on the openness that inspires and handles everything. So I can have my attention on enjoyment and relaxation, or I can have my attention on the stress and tension and the idea of I do it. I could mess it up. If I don't, I have to do. There's a lot of that still active that I still fall for. But it's so cool to see that I see now that it's not helpful, and to see it falling apart. That's super fun. Like when I do sometimes a little science trick with my kids or something. One day we did dry erase marker, and you put water in the bowl and the marker floats up to the top, and that's funny because it's based on the falsehood of physical cause and effect, but whatever. It's like that feeling when I can see how thought gets lifted away from us when we don't value it anymore. It's it's that kind of, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's so neat." And I can do that. I can I can do that just by simply tuning in to the frequency of truth. And hello each other. Thanks for being here. Um, and then the last idea I was given, that is so important to be gentle with myself as I practice. And it becomes so clear that the more and more I'm shown first about those I think that are separate, that are outside of me, that they're just the light in disguise, the disguise ego gives them, or the disguise love gives them. It's less of a disguise, if love gives them this form that I'm looking at, that I feel like I'm enjoying, I'm relaxing, I'm appreciating. Not because of any worldly quality, not because of anything they have or can give in the sense of the world, just because of who they are. And when I'm shown how beautiful and perfect everybody else is, then I'm given the equipment to be gentle with myself as I practice just staying in that sane mind and stopping to tune in and return to the sane mind when I've felt. It's all about feeling. Feeling tells me when I've wandered away. Um, so that gentleness is so important. And the way I came into the gentleness is through just realizing all the many moments that I don't feel good, and going to my willingness, sitting in my willingness, saying, just rearrange all this stuff for me. Show me what to think. Um, Show me how to see this. There's another way to see this. And then I could view what seems to be out there, what seems to be separate, with so much gentleness and love. Then I could look at whatever this is, whatever I thought this was separate from everything else, and be very sweet and gentle with this. This isn't separate, but to just stay in that place of gratitude and gentleness, no matter who it is I seem to be looking at. So that's the gist of what I wanted to share today. Hope you're doing well. If you have questions or anything, just let me know. And always wonderful to hear from you. Thanks.